So starting the test drive in this F350 Limited, very impressed by how well it's riding. Just because I've driven an F250 recently, I think I was a 23, and did not ride nearly as well as this one does. I think a lot of that has to do with just, that one was I think a long bed, had the diesel, but it was an XL, so I didn't get a lot of these comfort features. So the steering wheel wasn't heated, leather. I didn't have the massage seats. I didn't even have heated seats. And this just drives a lot more comfortably for me. I don't know if that has to do with the FX4 off-road package or what, but definitely drives a lot smoother than that F250 XL. You can still tell it's a big truck though, just by how you're having to keep your hands on the steering wheel and all of that, but a pretty comfortable ride, honestly. But again, the majority of that goes to the luxury that you're getting, paying 30, 40 grand more for your pickup truck, for your heavy duty pickup truck at that. Now this truck is definitely capable. I'll leave the tow figures in the description below because I don't know them off the top of my head, but these definitely pull, especially with this gooseneck package. You can maximize your tow capacity, so you're not just having to, you don't just have to pull, you know, with a bumper pull. You actually have that option to get the fifth wheel going and all of that. But another thing I like is just being able to see your shifts. In that left hand part where I showed earlier, it'll show you what gear you're in manual mode. It shows you when you're in the automatic mode what gear you're in as well. And I will say, I mean, it's a dually. This is much wider than I'm used to driving, but the lanes here are actually pretty big, so it's a good thing I'm not in a, I guess, a road that has smaller lanes, because that would be an issue. But if you drive a dually, you already know that. I'm gonna put in the manual mode and just see how the shifts are. And surprisingly, the shifter is pretty responsive, especially for a heavy duty truck like this. As I downshifted, pretty much listens to what I say for the most part. Not necessarily lightning quick, but when you hit the button, it's like, okay, give me a second. But that's what you want out of a truck, especially if you want it to last a long time. You don't want the snappiest shifts, especially if you're pulling something. But acceleration is pretty great, actually, for this kind of truck. For something that redlines at 4,000 RPMs, it's nice to be able to feel that turbo boost. So I will say, after driving this, especially at an idle, once you kind of get it up and going, the engine isn't nearly as loud as it was earlier when I had to scream at the beginning of the walkthrough, just because the engine is, like I said, pretty loud. But it definitely seems to have gone to normal now. And there's a reason it does that when you first start them up. I forgot, somebody told me. I'm sure somebody will leave a comment below letting me know, and I appreciate that. Now, I do like having the massage seats, just because, especially if you were working a long day, you're able to relax on your drive home and kind of make sure your back isn't torn up. Or at least rejuvenate your back, I guess. But I'm gonna give it a little bit of throttle getting on the interstate here, and then see how this adaptive cruise system works. Yeah, great pull there. Once it finds the gear and realizes you're trying to go, those turbos really help you, or that turbo really helps you pull. It pulls very nicely. Let's do another pull here. Yeah, acceleration is fantastic. Well, let's turn on the cruise here. And make sure the lane keeping system's on. So basically, if it feels you start to go out of the lines, it'll adjust for you. So as I go out there, gives me a little nudge. But not having the adaptive cruise system is certainly nice to have, especially on longer trips, to keep, you know, that safe distance between this huge truck and whatever vehicle's in front of you. And again, ride quality is very nice for an F350. Having a 1-ton truck and riding this nicely is a big perk. But I mean, compared to the Silverado 3500, those just got redone along with the Sierra. And then Rams, I still haven't driven a heavy duty Ram yet. I'm gonna do that soon so I can compare. But for $100,000, you definitely get pretty much any amenity you could imagine for a 1-ton pickup truck. But definitely has the capability, and then this one also has the luxury. But this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2022 Ford F350 Limited.